Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Akonde Motilayo and you can also call me Dr. Mo. I'm a medical student at Obafemi Awolowo University and my channel is about helping students navigate their educational and personal growth journey and lots more. Today I'm going to be giving my final advice to 2025 JAMBITE. Those that are going to be taking 2025 UTME, here is my final advice to you. You've come this far and the exam is literally in front of you. You have just 4 days to go, or even less, depending on when you are watching this. I know how overwhelming it can feel, but today I'm here to give you a final boost. What you need to know from now till a day to your exam, and even on the day of your exam, based on my own experience. Before I continue, just a quick update that you need to know. JAMB reprinting has started, so ensure you do that if you have not. Also, JAMB has now brought the day forward. It's now starting on Thursday, 24th of April, no longer 25th. So in this 3 or 2 days that you have, here are some of the things you should do. Revise smartly. Now is the time to focus on revision, going through everything that you've read, practicing your past questions. Focus on key topics, the ones that are frequently repeated or the ones that you've studied very well. You also need to avoid spending long hours on new topics or complex topics. Now is not the time to read new topics. Just solidify that which you already know. Go and master your formulas, the mnemonics that you used, key concepts, definitions that you need to know by this time. Then while revising smartly, one thing that you should not joke with is your instinct. Please, whether you are done with the syllabus or not, whatever your instinct says you should touch, few days to your exam, ensure that you touch it before your exam. Most of the times your instincts are always right. So please, whatever your instinct says you should touch, you should revise, you should go through, make sure you go through them. And just like I said in my previous videos, that the subject that I found most difficult then turned out to be the subject that eventually scored the highest. And why is that? I did not neglect it. So now is the time to make yourself used to the topic that you know you have issues with. Note, it's not the time to read new topics or complex things. No, now is for revision. And why is this important? So that once you get into the exam hall, you will not lose hope on that particular topic, because at the end of the day, the questions might turn out to be simple, but because of the fact that you think you don't know it or you think you have issues with, you might just eventually lose focus and not get the maximum that you can get. Because you already zeroed your mind, you might not even try to make attempt to solve those questions, but frequent practice on those topics will help you to face those challenging questions in the exam hall. Then another thing is, while revising smart, you need to switch between revising and testing yourself. Now is the time to test yourself, to solidify all that you already know. Your job is no longer to study everything. It's to reinforce all that you've already studied and enter that hall confident and calm. In these last days, you also need to take care of your health too. Eat, sleep, and stay hydrated. A tired brain will definitely forget even what it knows. This is the time to protect your peace. Then, like I mentioned in my previous videos, don't also neglect your English language. Go through your Lucky Headmaster. 10 questions will come out from that place, and that aspect should be a bonus for you. Don't joke with it and ensure that you have mastered the text and that you don't miss a single question from that text, because you already have an aspect that you are sure of 10 questions. So please don't neglect your English language. And also, please, if you know that you've not tried to take any JAMB mock, it is not too late. I've mentioned that in my previous videos. Ensure that you practice under time condition. Ensure that you try to take a standard mock test. If you have not done that, it is not too late. Please do before Thursday, because you need to get yourself acquainted with the structure, the timing, and how the exam looks like. Also, during this last few days that you have, if you don't know your center yet, please ensure that you go and check the place out. Don't assume that you know the place if you don't. Ensure that you try to go and check the place if you can, because I'm sure you don't want to wake up early in the mornings looking for your center, or not even being able to locate your center, or eventually getting late to that place. That can destabilize you, and you don't want to enter into the exam all nervous or afraid. So please, it's important for you to know where exactly you are writing your exam and to get there early. Now, a day to your exam, what should you prioritize? Revisions. Yes, revision still. Just keep revising and revising and master your concepts. That is very important. Then you also need to organize your materials. Everything that you need on the day of the exam should be ready at least a day to the exam. Your slip should be ready, then your pencil, and you are not going to be allowed to use a scientific calculator to take any calculation to the exam, or you are going to be using the on-screen calculator. So just get your pencil and your slip ready. Depending on the center, you might be allowed to take a pencil or not, but just get it ready just in case. And please don't practice past questions with scientific calculator, because you're not going to be using the scientific calculator on that day. Also, ensure that you have proper sleep before the day of your exam. Then set alarms too. Is very important for you to set alarms so you not oversleep, or ask people around you to wake you up so you not oversleep, because you don't want to go late to your center or even miss the exam. Please know your exam center and exact time. Don't assume. Now, on the exam day, what should you do? You've done the work. Trust yourself and trust God. Anxiety won't help, so please don't be anxious. Please and please don't be anxious into the exam hall. Just stay calm and remain confident in yourself. Pray, even if it's a short one. You can't do it alone. Commit your heart and your mind onto God's hands and ask for His help. Another important thing is getting to your center early. It is very important to get to your center early enough so you can be calm and you don't have to rush into the exam hall. Then another important thing is, don't let discussion early in that morning with other students make you panic. Whatever you don't know that particular time or day to your exam, don't just stress. Just go and solidify all the things that you know. Now, enter the exam hall with confidence and with calmness. Please be calm. I cannot overemphasize that. It's going to help you while solving your questions, because at the end of the day, panicking would even make you miss questions that you know. So it's ensure that you don't panic. Now, during the exam, it is important, I repeat, it is very important that you solve the questions or you do the topics that you know well first. Please don't tackle hard questions first, because this can discourage and drain you. So if physics is your favorite subject, I would advise that you do physics first. If chemistry is your favorite subject, do chemistry first. If biology is your favorite subject, do biology first, because you are going to be happy by the time you start solving the questions and you start getting them. So as you keep going, whichever questions that you might even see that might be challenging, you not feel it should not really affect you, because you know you have already solved the number of questions that you know well. So now, even if you start with a subject that you know very well, that you find easy, while solving the questions, you might come across a challenging question. That is not the time to panic. Once you don't know a particular question, please skip to the next question. You can always go back to the questions that you don't know. Do not overspend time on a single question. Any question can be placed as traps to keep you or to waste your time, and you don't want to waste your time. You need to finish your questions in a space of 2 hours. So once you start question 1, you solve, 2 solve, 3 solve. Once you see question 4 is a challenging question, skip to question 5. And when you are done, you can go back to question 4. That way your brain is processing that, yes, I left a particular question, and eventually you might find your way around the question and get it. But if you already waste your time on a particular question, there are other simple questions that you will get that you might eventually not have time solving. So you don't want your case to be like, oh, and I knew this thing, I saw these questions, I knew them, but because of time I could not solve them. So it is important that you solve all your questions first, the ones that you know, before going back to any question that you left or that you don't know. You also need to ensure that you are time conscious. As you are answering your questions, you are looking at the time. Then if you have time, you can go through your questions again to be sure that you do not make any silly mistakes, because of course we are humans, we are not perfect. So it's basically just you and your screen. Let your mind be sharp, let your heart be still, because just 2 hours can determine how the next 1 year of your life will go. So you need not joke with the 2 hours. I genuinely wish you success in your exam. You have done your part. Now is the time to deliver. Remember that there is somebody somewhere that is rooting deeply for you. And don't forget to come back to share your experience after your exams. Also, please share to your fellow Jambites. It might be something that they need at this time. You've got this. I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. So go and win. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, if you are new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Like this video. Thank you for staying till this time. Wishing you success once again. See you guys in my next video, which is most likely going to be after your exam. I can't wait to hear your different experiences. Love you all so much. Bye.